So here I'm using trozo de puerco, which is pork stew. And I cut it off in cubes. I rinsed it out, cut off all the extra fat. I'm using 1 large onion, 1 head of garlic, and some oregano. I'm using 2 of these. I actually used 3 just because I made a lot. I went ahead and rinsed them out. And I filled up the pot like less than half. And I forgot, so I had to take out about 1.5 cups or 2 cups, depending how much you're making, because we're gonna use it later with everything that we're gonna blend together. I added some pepper and some salt. Add the head of garlic. I cut it in 4s, the onion. And maybe 2 spoonfuls, 1.5 spoons full of oregano. And I'm gonna add my pork to it. We're also gonna use chicken, just that the chicken cooks faster, so we're gonna add that a little bit later. So we all throw that all in there, and we're gonna cover it, put it on high heat. Here's where we put less than half. Then we're gonna roast our chiles poblanos, or chiles para rellenar. You could do it on a like a comal, or even in the oven, I believe so. We're just burning them so we could peel the skin off. Then we're gonna make them sweat, put them in a plastic bag, and let them rest for like about 15 minutes. Now I'm gonna peel my tomatillos. I know I had messed them up last time with the other food that I made, and we like to rinse them out. Sometimes we even wash them with soap. I don't know if that's like normal, but we do. This time I didn't, so I just like rinsed them because they're like sticky and gross, I think. So I just rinse those out. Now I'm gonna put them to boil and for about 15 minutes. Now this is how I peel off the chiles poblanos. You could use gloves, but I don't think they're that spicy, so I just like use my hands like that. Just peel off all the skin. Make sure you take everything out, and now I'm gonna cut it down the middle and like the top. This is how I cut mine. Take that off. Then we're gonna open them up and take the extra seeds that are in there, devein them, make sure they're nice and clean. And I've also never done a voiceover, so this is awkward and way harder than I thought. So this is what they're gonna end up looking like. I used about 5 of them. Yes, I used like 5 big ones. Now here I'm gonna go ahead and take out all the stuff that comes out of like the pork. I did end up taking everything out. You just can't see it in the whole video. And it's gonna keep on, once it starts boiling, there's like a lot that you need to take out still. I used about also like 3 to 4 big jalapenos. I cut them up, deveined them, took all the seeds out. Here I have a big chicken breast with bone, because they say it's like more flavorful, I guess. I don't know. I take all the extra fat and the skin off of that too. I also take the skin off of the drumsticks. I don't like those, but it gives a pozole flavor. And I use chicken thighs also. And I also took out the skin off of these. Now I'm gonna add all of that in there. They do cook a little faster, so sometimes if you let them like cook for a very long time, they do tend to like fall apart or whatever, so you could take them out later. So in a blender, I'm gonna use about 5 garlics, depending on the size. Really depends on how much you like it. I'm gonna throw in all the jalapenos, and then here is where I'm gonna use the hominy that I took out that I needed to blend together. And I also got a little bit of the water that was boiling with everything else, so it could help it like blend together. And I'm gonna put or nor de pollo. And I'm gonna blend it all together. You're still gonna put more salt or nor afterwards. Obviously, you just keep like tasting it to see how it goes. So this one, we're just gonna put it all in there. We're just gonna put it all in the pot. Throw in some little juice in there, you know, so you can rinse out everything that's in the blender. And throw it back in there. Cover it up. And now I used about, 20 tomatillos, just because I'm making a lot. So the best thing was to cook the tomatillos for about 15 minutes. Once it starts changing color, turn off the heat and then cover it so they won't like burst and stuff. I used 2 bunches of cilantro. I stuffed it in there because it was too full. And now here's where I'm gonna also put my chiles poblanos that we roasted earlier. And now we're gonna blend all of this together. Now we're gonna blend all of this together, make sure it's well blended. Okay, so here I'm gonna put just a little bit, just like that, without straining it, and then the rest we're gonna strain all of it because it does have like a lot of seeds from the tomatillo, so we don't want all of that to be in the pozole. And I was struggling to strain this just because it was so thick, but I used like from the same caldo of the pozole and put it like together with the strainer so it could help me strain it easier. So that's what we want to take out, all the seeds and skin, I guess. Just rinse your little blender again. And now you obviously taste it, see if it needs more salt. I usually use more like Nord just because, I don't know, I don't like using salt. But I also put salt and pepper. Mix that all together, make sure you taste it. And now you want to cover it and put it on low heat and let that thing cook. Here I'm making spicy salsa. I had never made it before, but I'm like, if it's green, then I want to make like a green spicy chile to go with it. So frying, I guess, about 10-13 chiles serranos because they're spicy. You could probably add jalapeno if you don't want it that spicy, and the garlic, and make sure all of that cooks down like this. Now the pozole should be ready. I just let it cook on low for a very long time. I just feel like all the flavors come together. And here I have the chile that I blended that I didn't show the rest. We have some queso fresco, aguacate, cebolla, rábanos, limes, and a repollo, cabbage. And this is what it looks like. We usually eat this with either chips or tostadas or just plain, however you want to eat it. Thank y'all for watching. Now share this with your mom, your grandma, your girlfriends if they don't know how to cook, or your mans, to everybody. And y'all can follow me on Instagram, baddestb_619. Y'all already know.